Greetings. I am Alejandra Ramirez. I am the Economy Minister of the Kingdom of Morocco. Today, I will be explaining to you the current economic situation in Morocco, ways in which we can develop with a generous $3 billion loan that the international development banks have given to our great country. Some background information on Morocco. Morocco is located on the northwest coast of Africa, just south of Spain. According to Global Edge, our major importers are from Spain, France, the US, and Turkey. Some of the major products include oil and mineral fuels, electrical machinery, motor vehicles, and plastics. The major exporters for Morocco are Spain, France, Brazil, India, and Italy. And the major products that we export are fertilizers, electrical machinery, motor vehicle parts, apparel that are non-knit, and inorganic chemicals. Some important statistics about Morocco are that the population has rapidly been increasing. The age dependency ratio is over 50% of a working age population, and the urban population has been steadily increasing as well. In regard to the economic snapshot of Morocco, Morocco's GDP growth rebounded to 7.4% in 2021 after a contraction of about 6.7% in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The rebound was driven exceptionally by cereal crops, and it was a significant increase, especially because of the drought that has been affecting the country. Also, the government has taken seriously the economic policies to ensure that people are receiving the resources that they need. Also, the vaccines assisted a lot with the COVID-19 pandemic. Currently, the Moroccan government has been my apologies. Currently, there is an inflation hike that the Moroccan government has had to adopt some measures to mitigate the effects of increase in prices. Also, the current climate issue, again with droughts, has been raising international food prices and energy prices as well. The free trade that Morocco has, they have committed to make a business environment more transparent and open to international companies to engage in trade. The US and Morocco have agreed to publish their current trade and investment laws, and as well as proposed legislation to continue to develop the US Morocco Free Trade Agreement that they have signed since 2006. Morocco and the European Union have an agreement, again, because of the close distance with the EU. It is a lot easier to trade products. There are ongoing negotiations between the Deep and Comprehensive Free Trade Agreement, which was launched back in 2013, and Morocco has ratified the agreement with the African Continental Free Trade Area in 2019. Morocco has preferential trade agreements with about 62 countries. The Moroccan Government Council adopted a bill ratifying the agreement to establish more to expand markets for goods and services across 54 different African countries, which will allow for free movement of business travelers and, of course, investments to create a continental custom union and streamline trade, and, of course, investments from private and international organizations. the current climate change policies that have affected Morocco have have caused the Moroccan government to revamp and to work closely with the National Adaptation Plan, which they are attempting to look at new sectors in energy and ensure that they have comprehensive targets, that they are ensuring innovation and, for example, carbon storage and phosphate industries, which are very prevalent industries in Morocco. The greenhouse gas emission in Morocco are expected to increase from 2030 to 2040. However, the Moroccan government has made sure that they keep their agreements and are in accordance with the Paris Climate Agreement. Some key strategic and operational tools Morocco's NDCs implement are including are included in working with the Sustainable Development Plan, the National Climate Change and Biodiversity Commission. The Morocco needs to strengthen renewable energy targets to ensure that they cut out coal and gas investments and focus on, of course, renewable energy. Morocco also has issues with a rise in sea levels and need to address that immediately. Even though one significant point is that even though Morocco is a low emitter of global emissions, they still feel the brunt of a lot of climate change. Now, the drought effects have affected the Moroccan economy for some years now. It is expected that growth in Morocco is projected to slow at a 1.1% as agricultural output declined by 17.3 due to drought within the next few years. The economy is projected to be driven still by a solid industrialized economy, and of course the tourism sector is becoming and expanding in Morocco. The country needs help in ensuring that their future is in assisting the Moroccan population, and of course to still continue to commit to the Paris Agreement. According to the United Nations Office of the Coordination of Human Affairs, it is important that women are also addressed in the agricultural sector, where their male counterparts are usually seen and assisted with the agricultural sector that is affected by droughts. Women need to be progressively assisted by using local Moroccan resilience and giving them the tools to support them. Currently, some of the organizations listed are organizations that have been assisting Morocco for the past few years. As you can see here, the Adaptation to Climate Change and Biodiversity has been assisting Morocco for about 3 years, and you can see the different local Moroccan and also international organizations that are ensuring that the government is fulfilling their commitments. According to USAID, the climate change risk in Morocco, the Global Environment Facility, the World Bank, and the Desert Ecosystems Livelihood have assisted Morocco with million. The Global Environment Facility and the United Nations Development Program have donated about 6.7 million to the community, and there are many more organizations who are continually assisting Morocco to ensure that they are meeting the climate change goals. According to the NDC partnership, the private sector is very important to the Moroccan progress, especially as it is important for the national communication and recent and other intra-government organizations to help push forward the NDC mitigations and adaptation measures to ensure that Morocco is on the right path. When some places where the private sector could be more involved would be in Morocco's rural areas, where 40% of the population generates only about 25% of the GDP. The rural private sector is hampered by an uneducated workforce that have very limited entry points for women. Also, the rural economy activities focus on agricultural sector, which has been greatly affected by droughts. Beyond agricultural activities, private entrepreneurship remains limited in scope and scale. The government is highly aware of the challenges, and they want to implement a number of reforms within the next upcoming years to increase rural connectivity and improving agricultural infrastructure for farmers and rural families. Despite the major effects, that is one of the challenges that the country is facing. One of the important things is that the drought has had again, as I mentioned, the drought has made a significant impact on the economy. And according to CARE USA, the rainfall in Morocco is going to be very inconsistent, especially due to the effects of climate change. The Moroccan authorities have to remain committed to an ambitious structural reform agenda aimed at placing Morocco on a more equitable path for not only the urban areas, but also for the rural areas. And in part, the Moroccan government has focused on societal sectors to ensure universal access to national health and for families to receive assistance. However, the government and even local municipalities and local organizations need to ensure that people are more aware of the local communities, and so that they can find water value and water management methods and techniques. It is also important to target farmers with information related to smart climbing agriculture, along with ensuring that they are planting the most appropriate crops, especially during this time of drought. It is also very important for farmers and populations in rural areas to access early warning systems, information from official government sources. It is important for the people to engage in response coordination platforms and ensure that they're being heard with their concerns. One more thing to note is that it is important for the local organizations to stay in contact with humanitarian affairs teams and food and water system teams, both to which are critical to ensuring that the government is continually being aware of the issues that the citizens of rural communities are having. So according to the World Bank, Morocco is a great importer of energy and food. However, because of the war in Ukraine, this has affected the some of the food supply chains in Morocco. And as a drought-prone country with a very necessary agricultural sector, Morocco has to ensure that they are receiving assistance from the private sector to, of course, target emissions, but also to work on infrastructure and innovation in the rural areas. It is important to ensure that policy, strategies, programs, and plans are addressing national water strategy that the Moroccan government has developed, and to ensure that there can be dams and irrigation systems so that the Moroccan people are aware and are educated in ways in which they can preserve water during the times of drought. The It is important also for the private sector to assist with small dams and hill dams for local developments. And the Moroccan government is working on an inventory of about 900 sites that are still being studied and carried out to ensure that they are meeting the needs of the people. There, with the assistance of the private sector, there are 3 models that are going to be developed, which are mostly in hyaluronic systems for a dynamic and integrated management of water resources. And to ensure that Morocco is in line with the Paris Climate Agreement, Morocco has ensured that their nationally determined contribution is exceeding and is, of course, with the intention to meet the reduction in greenhouse gases by 2030. As Morocco is a drought-prone country, there needs to be better methods to address the emission, the carbon emissions that are affecting crops and the overall climate in Morocco.